This is Halloween, and if you love cemeteries as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. In today's episode, we are headed back to the beautiful Mount Enon Historic Cemetery. This cemetery was established in 1867, and if you caught me last week, we explored this cemetery at night because it's well lit with all kinds of solar lights and Christmas lights and flicker lights, and it's just a beautiful cemetery. Today, during the day, we're going to explore the other side, which is actually further away from I-4, the further part of the cemetery, and it looks to be like there's a lot of historic headstones and neat looking stuff on that side. So let's check it out. Enjoy. We're here at Coppertail Brewing in Ybor City, and it's phenomenal. So we're going to go in and get a bite to eat. Got a nice outside area you can sit at. It's a little warm. We're probably going to eat inside. So, the artist that did all of the artwork for Coppertail Brewing is actually from here in Tampa. We are back at the Mount Enon Primitive Baptist Church and Memorial Park. Established in 1867. Let's go in and see what we can see. We are currently walking through the opposite end of the cemetery, the part we did not cover last time we were here in the evening. And I will tell you that the mosquitoes aren't bad at this hour. I haven't had one bite. I don't want to jinx myself, but if you get here in the daytime, before sunset, you should be okay. I wanted to just come over here and see what this sign was. Oh, it's a sign of nothing. There's literally nothing on the sign. Looks like it was some phone numbers or something on there. 800-257-4161. It's an auction sign. Huh. Okay. Well, as you can see, there's quite a few grave sites on this side. You can take a lot of pictures. Right now, I'm walking over to a part Randall said was kind of creepy. You know, maybe not to me or you, but he said there's a lot of old tombstones over here, so I'm going to head over. This must be the area he was talking about. I see quite a few old headstones. Yeah, right here through the trees. Here's a Mary J., wife of W.C. Cooper, born July 3rd, 1869, passed January 16th, 1922. Here's one we love with the hand. This is hand pointing down into a circle. I'm gonna have to look up the meaning of that. This is the Blanton family. There's a lot of Blantons in this cemetery, so if your name is Blanton, you might have some relatives here if you're from the Florida area. A lot of Blantons in this particular cemetery, and that's a name we've heard a lot in Florida, actually. So this person's name was Bashi Blanton Gould, passed in 1930. This was just a baby, 1 year old. Yeah, look at these. Wow. This must be what he was talking about. Yep, they've been damaged, probably by the weather. You're gonna need to use the bathroom before you come. There are no bathrooms on site, unless you're maybe you're a member of the church, one of the churches that are on this property. Then you may be able to use their bathroom, but it's quite a ways to the bathroom if you have to go. So I would suggest using the bathroom before you come. I usually do, but like I said, there's really none close by the cemetery. So if you gotta go, you're gonna have to drive a little bit. And it's a pretty warm day out here. We were just looking at these beautiful old headstones, and then I had to use the bathroom and come back. But it is pretty warm, and I would suggest also bringing some water with you. I went ahead and got some water while I was, at the gas station. Filled up my tank, all that stuff. So here we have a Rawlerson plot. I also saw the name King, Fouch. Oh, here it is, Futch. It's not Fouch, it's Futch. The gentleman whose gravesite I took a picture of, whose last name was Futch, was where I captured that image on my phone camera last time I was here. So, but the Futch family is kind of a big deal around here. They might be members of the church even. So I see a lot of that name around here, dating way back too. So let's see what some of these older ones say. May 27th, 1874. And that was a baby. Theodosia was her name. Isn't that a pretty name? Theodosia Futch. I love it. And then November 14th, 1884. Two babies that passed in this family here. There's the name Futch again. Huge name in this cemetery. So if your last name is Futch, you might have some ancestors laid to rest here. If they're from the Florida area, for sure. I mean, the name is everywhere. These are all Futches. This is Kirkland's here, but there's a Futch right here, more over here. They are everywhere, new and old burials. So pretty interesting, pretty cool. I was telling you about the hand or the finger pointing downward into a circle, so I was just reading about that, and that symbolism means or represents God's hand reaching down to take the soul of the departed. So it's, you know, it's not what we think it would mean, which would mean damnation. It's more God reaching down his finger to take the soul, you know, back to heaven, which is pretty cool. I like to know what symbols mean, especially in that situation when it could be misleading. I also see quite a few Kirklands in this cemetery, so that's interesting too. Kirklands, Futch, King. There's more Futches. There's got to be 100 of them in here or more. You can almost call this the Futch Cemetery because there's so many. Look at this one. Pretty old. (1931 and 1944). Father died in 1931, October 2nd. Mother, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1944. Eld J.H. Kirkland and Laura A. Kirkland. So there's some more Kirklands for you. Like I was saying, there are a lot of those as well. This is a big cemetery. It does not look that big from the interstate, but it's right off the interstate, and it's a good size. It's a good size. Several acres. I mean, for a privately owned church graveyard cemetery, it's pretty big. Go over here by the fence. This is the part we couldn't get to before because the mosquitoes were so bad, and when I tell you they were bad, I had to do my intro and outro on a different day because a mosquito, one of those big fat mosquitoes, bit me right on my eyelid, and my eye was swollen the whole next day. So here's Bradshaw, Susie and Joseph, 1933 and 1936, and Easter's. All right. You can see it's kind of rural around here, and it is. I was going to look for a bathroom, and there was like no gas stations anywhere. I'm like, where do these people get gas? All there was a Showgirls, and then down the street from that was a motel called Tiger Villa. I was like, you know, I don't even want to know. Look at these old ones here. These could be some of the oldest. As you can see, they've broken down some. Look like somebody tried to fix this one. That's one Mr. George Washington. It says George Washington Langston, actually. Born August 3rd, 1871, and died April of 1906. So he wasn't actually that old. John Lloyd, just a baby, born in 1915, passed in 1916. There's a Thomas Howell, born June 22nd, 1881, and passed October 12th in 1920. Huh. I like this. This Futch family sure did lose a lot of infants. I see a lot of Futch babies laid to rest here. That's unfortunate. The mosquitoes are making their way. I think it's starting to become that time, afternoon time, when they start to swoon. So I'm gonna take a few more pictures, look around a bit more, and enjoy this beautiful cemetery before hauling back to my car before the squeeters come out. I do not want a swollen eyeball again. Well, it's the afternoon time. Mosquitoes are starting to come out and the sun is just getting hotter. So we are approaching the car. I really enjoyed the cemetery. There's a lot to see here. If you're into the older headstones and the history, this is one you might like, especially in the evening time. But remember, bring bug spray if you are coming in the evening. Maybe something even with some DEET, because they are vicious. And probably the best time to come would be in the morning hours. You know, that way you can enjoy the cemetery without the intense heat and all the mosquitoes. But anyway, I hope you loved it. I really did, and I'll see you at the next one. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you loved the second part of the Mount Enon Cemetery in Lakeland. It's a beautiful cemetery. Like I said, just be prepared for mosquitoes. I think they have no-see-ums out there, so be prepared for that if you do go. Bring some water. It's not really a shaded cemetery. A lot of it is directly in the sun, so that'll help you out if you do go and visit. That does it for today's episode. If you liked this video, there will be many more like it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video on your way out, and I'll see you next time.